Did she tell you her name?
She probably did. I don't remember.
Mariam?
That might be it. She looked Chaldean.
Chaldean did.
Okay, and according to her, she's the only one here all the time.
Well, I'm here weekends.
Okay, is this?
Yeah, what's going on? Did she do something?
No, I have 2 lines of Metro.
Okay.
I've had it with the corporate warfare in the United States of America.
Of course.
I am Global Missing Persons Alert, Interpol Yellow Notice number 21-22733. Okay, and I am not under military and media gag orders. So, I'm a missing persons. I'm on the Patriot Act list, and I'm not alone. I'm a hostage. Okay, and I'm here under UN and International Court protection, real-time protection by real time.
Where are you from?
I'm an international. I'm an international with 4 citizenships, and by descent, I'm North African. I'm a North African Hebrew by descent, and
are you Jewish?
No, I'm not Jewish. I'm a Muslim. Alhamdulillah. No, I cannot extort. So, anyways, I have this phone here is since 2021, and I hate to have to give it up, but it took years for these cocksuckers of Department of Defense to get through my own real-time protections, and they are extremely paranoid. And they are, I have all these dummy albums. That's a psyop. How you got to do it? How they got to? I may have to skip through photos. That's a whole other story. So they're trying to delete evidence in a missing persons, in very serious international federal criminal investigation into missing persons and international and domestic terrorism, and they're in fear of their lives. And what they keep doing, they keep going into my settings and they keep establishing themselves all kinds of connections. So I turned off a whole bunch of shit.
Okay.
Okay. And now I talked to the lady 2 weeks ago. This is Metro. And I've had it with Metro's corporate warfare, and I've had it with their theft. If you don't know, their Department of Defense, same as Total Wirelesses. And so they want me, Metro basically wants me to keep spending my money to walk out of the store with what makes them happy, with what they always think that they know what I want and need more than they do. So I didn't have enough money to change my 2 lines over. Okay, and I still don't. I was waiting till next week. I got about $180, and she said it would probably be about $190. So I was trying to wait till next week. Well, my second phone, I'm paying for that and haven't been able to use that since March anyways, because these DARPA real-time terrorists remotely drain the battery in their own paranoia to keep me from doing what I'm doing. And mind you, me and my daughter and my father are 3 of the missing people, human shield hostages in this war that began in 2020 that's been hidden from you until up until 23.
Which war?
The
Israeli-Palestinian?
Yes, Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khamenei is my ICJ representative, as is Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, and as is Sheikh Imran Hussein of Trinidad. I am Global Missing Persons, Interpol Yellow Notice number 21-22733. And I'm walking around seemingly looking free as a hostage on this island that this North American crap hole is, but I'm not. I'm in an invisible electromagnetic box by DARPA, and I'm not here alone. My own UN and international detail is trying to get me out of here, and these fools, these first world fools, don't have the power necessary to kill me. And so now what I'm wondering if I can do, I do need the 2 lines. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that today. If I can just take care of this one, and then if I could come in next week when I have the rest of the money and add the second line, would that work? I have 2 lines that I want to transfer from Metro to you, and I want to keep both existing numbers, but I no longer want Metro. I want a new service, and I need 2.
But you want to keep your numbers, so you want to port out your...
Just to pause for a minute, this is at Total Wireless. on Van Dyke in Centerline, Michigan, USA. This is my third time in there. I was in there a year ago when these dirty, filthy, trifling swine sucking heathens, these kidnapping, human trafficking, murdering terrorists, and all their fear, paranoia, jealousy, and envy, CIA Macomb County Corporate Counsel with Department of War, and United States Army private corporate military contracted KMG Prestige go up in front of me to all these businesses that are contracted with them, and they slander my name and they recruit the people against me, and they have the people make what is real simple 1, 2, 3 ABC vaccine damaged retard shit in America for other people extremely impossible for me. All I want to do is dump Metro, transfer my 2 lines to a new service, get 2 new phones, and keep my existing phone numbers. Okay. Well, every time I go in there, oh yeah, they can do it just like they do for everybody else that goes in, until I go in with the money. Okay. Then they fucking hem-haw along and try to come up with excuses why they can't do what they can do for everybody else. So, as you hear the rest of the 1 hour visit here unfold, you'll hear what happens in this case, what I do when this happens. Okay? And so now what I was trying to do is to not spend my whole last $180 that I was depending on to eat on until the end of the month. I wanted to just do 1 line today and then go back and do the second. Okay, well, real simple shit if you're not on the Patriot Act list, and if you don't have a bunch of dirty, greasy, dripping, musty-ass, stinking, boot-lip iggers running up behind you in all their desperation, fear, paranoia, jealousy, envy, and obsession, trying to cut you off and recruit people against you based on the lies that they tell those people while they set those people up for execution, because that's what's happening. So, again, this is at Total Wireless. Okay, and, well, I'm going back tomorrow. And I'm going to record them again. And I'm going back every day with camera. Okay, yeah. Okay, first of all, they sold all the phones and they only have 1 smartphone left. But, okay, that 1 line thing, he don't think it will work. He don't think that it'll work that way, that I'll be able to just do 1 line and then come back and do the next line next week. He doesn't think that works. And whether or not he can transport all my photos started out as depending how many I have or I don't. And then when I told him, well, there's a whole lot of dummy photos in here and a whole lot of duplicates and a whole lot of stuff I don't need. So could you give me an estimation of about what is the number? 200 photos, 500 photos, 1,000 photos? Like, what would be the maximum without me having to do what Metro made me do last time and stand for 6 hours holding 2 phones together to do it through Bluetooth? I'm not doing that. Okay, I'm not fucking doing it. And I'm not fucking going along with these people's corporate warfare. So it went. He couldn't give me an idea of how many photos you can or can't have. He got trapped into that trick question. So then the answer turned into, well, they can do it. It doesn't, all of my photos, how many ever they are, can be transferred, but it just might take 35, 40 minutes. well, then it's going to take 35, 40 minutes. And if it takes an hour and 35 or 40 minutes, or if it takes 2 hours and 35, 40 minutes, then that's what we're going to fucking do, or I'm going to fucking ruin lives. So, to continue on with the psyop that I ran on these people today.
Numbers from Metro.
Yes.
So what I would have you do is get the porting numbers from Metro.
Well, I'm not able to do that. What do you mean the porting numbers? You know, this always seems so. To pause again, yeah, you know, as America's corporate terrorism psyops unfold, the rules change by the fucking day. I'm not playing by the United States of America's rules. I'm playing by my own. Period. End of story. I'm the shot caller here. I'm the paying customer. I'm the fucking hostage here who has the power to destroy every goddamn one of these American lives. And that's what we're going to do. And I'm going by my motherfucking rules. The United States of America can kiss my fucking ass. The federal government can kiss my ass. The CIA and the United States military, pull up your skirts, bend over, spread your butt cheeks, because you're going to kiss my ass, and then I'm going to sodomize you. So, I did. I called Metro. That is a whole nother recorded psyop where I had told the guy the whole thing. That's another video. I recorded that too. So let's do this one psyop at a time while I expose one corporate terrorist after another, one at a time. So I did get the numbers. I got everything now. I'm going back tomorrow, and then we're going to find out what kind of shit this Babylonian woman, Miriam, okay, with the silicone lips that are the size of her face. I'm not kidding. We're going to see what kind of psyop she's going to run tomorrow. Easy for everybody else. They just walk in and, hey, keep
I can give you two brand new numbers. You want
when did this psyop start? When did this start?
That's all I can do for you, man.
What I can't. Okay, so did the rules change since 2 weeks ago? And have they changed since the last time I've had to do this?
You want to keep your Metro numbers, right?
What? No, I want to do what everybody else in cannibalistic America does. They get a new line and a new phone and a new company, but they keep their existing number. Okay, like for example, where's the small print here and everything? I was just reading it. You know, what is this where the people get to keep their new number? You know what I'm talking about, right?
You talking about that? Bring your own phone?
I'm talking about when you walk into a corporate terrorism establishment. That, my friend, pausing again, that is dumb that's what it sounds like when a dumb American plays dumber than they actually are. And, okay, for those who don't know, dumb America has exceeded the level of ignorance that I am able to tolerate in one lifetime over 10 years ago. Dumb America has used up every chance and every opportunity to insult my intelligence with their ignorance and stand there and pretend like they're even fucking dumber than they actually really are. Okay? So that's what you're hearing. You're hearing dumb America playing dumber than they actually really are. And trust me, they are dumb. They are too dumb to know that they're dumb, and they're too ignorant and arrogant to learn anything. And I'm gonna ruin them. I am America's ruin. For a new cell phone service, and you try to get your service switched to a new service and new phones, and what do they do? Keep your existing number.
Yeah, you can keep your existing number. All I need from you is your porting out.
Okay, and how do I get that?
You call Metro, you ask them, you demand your porting numbers for both lines. They'll give it to you.
I've never had to do that before, and I've never heard anybody else have to do that before. And I never see that displayed on the sign, even when Homeland is out there with their free phone and free tablet tents on the street. Okay, I guarantee you they're not having each person that each female Homeland contractor role player that steps up to the tent stand there and do that.
So basically, the only thing you're doing from us is basically you're switching over from Metro to Thing, but you still want to keep your number. So in order for you to switch over, the only way to keep your old numbers is to get a port out number. They'll give you your transfer pin and everything. That's all you need to do.
What is it? Is that the pin for my account?
Yeah,
I have the pin for my account.
But you don't have a transfer pin.
That I've never had to do that before,
Yeah.
and I've never heard of anybody else having to do that. Is this new?
Do you?
And my frustration is not personal against you. Please understand. I am a missing persons hostage. There are people dead, and there are people missing, and I have sacrificed my life to save the life of 12 people, including myself, my father, and my daughter, and a Hillary Clinton Pfizer operation for the NBA and NHL contracts. And I have a lot of hatred towards this whole society, and I'm really at the end of my rope with America's corporate warfare and terrorism. So, please don't take my tone or my attitude personal, but it's almost like I don't know how to talk nice anymore. This society, this satanic society has damaged me. So I'm just, okay, then I guess we call these DOD contracted corporate terrorists at Metro and see if my data is on. It's not on. I got to keep everything constantly turned off. Okay, so to call these corporate terrorists. This is always fun. Okay, so...
Hi there, it's Metro by T-Mobile.
Deal with a robot now. Are you kidding me? Now we get to deal with the robot. The unintelligent artificial intelligence. It's not real smart.
You may have recently received a message to update your security. Thank you from us. Please follow the link in the message to keep your account secure.
My best to help you out. Don't worry.
I have to keep the numbers because there are missing people, including my family. And we are scattered, and they need to be able to reach me.
Why do they want you?
Who's they? Jay Cooper, CIA, Department of Defense, because I am the self-made rock star who destroyed a multi-million-dollar NBA and NHL contract for the Alex and Avery Ishmael NBA and the Nicholas Nemeth NHL contracts. And we did basically we set them up, and I ran America through a batshit crazy white rabbit hole that they're never ever coming back up out of. And I brought the whole world here with the international courts in 2020, and I'm not operating alone. Okay, I'm international. And I was basically born a slave into international intelligence, in which the United States State Department violated a highly classified international secret spy agreement between Germany, Israel, USA, and CIA by trafficking and outsourcing international spies like myself. This is at birth. We're born into this. If you've ever heard of Pell families, Illuminati bloodlines, okay, that's what it is. That's who we are. And I was born one of the most powerful and most protected people in the world, and these idiots don't have the necessary intellect, power, or protection to kill me.
How much are you paying? How much are the change?
I'm paying $82 a month for 2 lines.
$82 a month for 2 lines?
Right.
Did you get your phone with Metro?
They're both from Metro.
Are they unlocked?
I don't know if they're unlocked or not. That seems to be another psyop in America. I would assume they're not.
Can I check if it's unlocked?
Yeah. That's one of them. The other one I'm not going to be able to, I don't think I...
What phone is this?
That is the Stylo 6.
Stylo 6?
It is the Stylo 6, yeah. Okay, the other one I just left it at the house. to pause again. That's more corporate warfare and terrorism while they try to, make things completely impossible, and they keep trying to add more situations with the unnecessary things. With are these phones unlocked? It don't matter if they're locked or they're unlocked because I'm not going to be using these fucking phones. Okay? Whether these phones are locked or unlocked is completely fucking irrelevant. But this is how these corporate terrorists keep pulling shit out of their fucking ass to make things a whole lot harder than they have to be to try to make it impossible. Okay? Out of fear of their own fucking lives. And just to remind you, this poor guy didn't know what was going on. Okay? They're just the sacrificial pawns that get told a bunch of lies and slander about me, and they get tricked and deceived into committing a crime, and I'm there that's why I'm here, to set them up to take their fucking lives and execution for their crimes against me. So, the whole whether or not the phone is locked or anything, that's fucking irrelevant. That's what he's trying to do. Waste my time, and that he did. Well, not the house, but I left it there. It's on a charger. It hasn't charged in 3 months. I got it rigged with a chip clip, and it's just it's trafficking in America. Human trafficking is this Patriot Act at $30,000.
So they got you trapping basically the U.S.?
Yeah, on the Patriot Act list, which comes with a $30,000 ticket per victim's head, is what it is. And this is, I am the only person that can and will talk about this. And before I leave, I'll give you some information to verify that everything is real, because it does concern you and every other American citizen who thinks it don't. But I'm not regular people from general society, put it that way. Okay. And I am not bound to oath or secrecy, and and the United States State Department's now 7-year military media gag order against me means nothing to me, and I am the only person that can and will tell you what I'm telling you. And this is because every day, all day long, we go through this remote cyber terrorism. And my detail, who I am in interface connection with, I know this goes way above what the general public's supposed to know as far as technology, DARPA real-time satellite monitoring, which I have been under since the day I was born for my own protection and for trafficking. And so they just got into these phones. They got through my own protection, where my lines are being protected by real-time protection from Landstuhl, Germany. And they got in these lines over the last few months. And so every day it ends up me having to make calls all over the world to UN Mission of Foreign Affairs. And I have to record the calls. And then I have to use my hostage page on social media, on Facebook, and I have to exploit the recorded calls with UN and everybody else so that Americans really do take seriously what is being hidden from them behind diplomatic silence while they gaslight me every day of my life. And the more this remote cyber terrorism continues, and they are increasingly, they're desperate to delete these photos, and they have deleted many of them.
Where are these photos?
Lots of evidence, and it's been, I'll show you what it is. Oh, is that going to mess you up, whatever you're doing?
No, I'm good.
Okay, well, I have to turn on.
Because I don't think you'll be able to keep this phone.
No, I don't want to keep, I want to buy new phones. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to do. Because I have so much stuff in here that they leave portals for themselves, you understand? Okay, I'm unable to delete the portals that I know are there because now I will be deleting things that I need. And it's just gotten so far out of hand. Okay, see, I can't even keep my mobile data or nothing on right now. So give you an example of what I'm talking about here. And you can investigate this more on your own free time because this does concern everybody. And this is what they're hiding from you, and it's very serious. Okay, see, I had to uninstall this app and reinstall. We got real-time cyber terror. Okay, no, we're going to... Okay, no. You're not. Okay, now, this is me. And this is real. It really is. This is a hostage page, and this is why my family is still alive, and why my daughter has not been sold off to the entertainment industry now. Okay, and to show you, that's the one who bought that terrorist I gave birth to in 1996. This is worthless, less than a woman of a wife who doesn't have a womb of his own, so he bought a whole slew of kids to groom for America's military as the terrorists that they are. Okay, and all my recorded calls with UN Mission of Foreign Affairs, they're all in here. And all of my, and this is a lot. Something you have to look at in your own time. All of these are all my recorded calls with UN Mission of Foreign Affairs. They get in here. These are the Amazon cyber warfare links that Ray Steele, CIA Macomb County Corporate Counsel, contracted with KMG Prestige up here in 10 Mile, had this contracted operative abuse her power and authority at Amazon to send me cyber links. More terrorists. Here, all of my psych evaluations, okay, because they've ran me through that. This is why I was trafficked, the mayor of Dearborn, Abdul Hamoud. Yeah, well, this is his nephew, and I was trafficked and held hostage at his house for 2 weeks, and about 6 weeks ago I had to be rescued out of there. He's part of this, Abdul Hamoud. Contact of mine. So here's more calls to UN Mission for. Now I'm trying to find this right here. This is, okay, here is, I have numerous psych evaluations here that all give me the credibility I deserve. They're all posted several places. And the only thing is, it says I'm CIA, FBI. No, it's not CIA, FBI working with Interpol in a human trafficking investigation is what it says. No, it's not FBI. It's against the FBI. So that's. I've got numerous psych evaluations here because America's put me through all that. Here's another one. So when you go home, and here's all my other doctors' documentation, I established the credibility that I deserve. And then to go down a little bit further, here are the international bulk emails. You can read these on. Here's an assassination attempt of myself. I videoed two of them in a row. That's another. That's what it looks like when you hear people that just dropped dead of a heart attack or a stroke. So down here, these go back 5 years. These are the bulk international emails that go up to my contacts all over the world. International Criminal Court, Karim Khan, International Court of Justice, Chinese Mission of Foreign Affairs, Russian, Iran, that's all Iran, North Korea. I'm the one that brought the world here, and that's why the United States is in these wars that they're in with Israel. That's why they're being ran out of all countries all around the world. This is why Saudi Arabia ditched the American dollar in August 2024. I did all of this, and I'm proud of it. And so these go all throughout this page, and this is another contact of mine. She was part of the Sean Diddy Combs blood ritual sacrifices, in which a girl named Eva Hummonston was sacrificed and eaten. just like my grandmother and my dad's sister were crucified and eaten. And me and my father were supposed to be crucified on September 25th, 2020 and eaten for lunch at Buckingham Palace. It's called an occult blood ritual sacrifice to bless America's entertainment contracts, because that is what pays for the manufactured American dream that otherwise wouldn't exist if Satan didn't manufacture it. So when on your own time, if you look me up, this is, I'll show you how to find me if you want to save yourself a link. And I promise you, this does involve you. It involves every single American. And the shit I've been through in this country trying to save my family's life and get us out of here alive. And because they do shadow ban this page because they are so paranoid, a lot of people have to find me through a backup page. My last name is Salem. My name is Lisa Renee Salem. Now this page is connected to my other account, and it's good, see what they do. These are all CIA. These are all America's role players that put this shit here to try to obstruct justice of what's really going on. But if you look up Lisa Renee Salem, okay, what you will do is, and I put this here so that people can have a way to find me, which is what they're trying to drown out. You got to look for this, Lisa Renee without the Salem. That's the main page. And I work the comments for months at a time, and I'm going to tell you, you won't believe. Okay, if you've ever heard of the Council of 300, well, we are one of those families, which means the American people have absolutely no idea what really goes on. Like, first of all, that the United States of America is not a country, or it's not a nation. It's a registered corporation, and it's owned by the Bank of England. And that's why they have serial numbers on their birth certificates, because they're bank collateral property. My grandfather, my dad's brother, and my two cousins make up 4 of the 6 generals of the General Society of Jesus Christ of the Jesuit Order, which is the Vatican Black Pope head that controls all intelligence agencies, and the pedophile in the white dress. See, you understand what's going on here? Okay, and so I got to be able to do this. And when they try to restrict me, what happens is it makes it, and this was my fiance, the Navy faked his death in 1988. We had a funeral for him and everything. He is here right now by real-time DARPA satellite from my birthplace in Germany, where he has been the last 35 years. He is the one, him and my father's friend Stanley, are the ones that are in charge of United States military nuclear defense system, which they hijacked in 2020 and has been pointed inward, surrounding the American people for mine and my family's protection for the last 5 years, and that's all in here. It's all in here. They can't get past Bill Gates to delete this, and they can't get past Bill Gates to delete my YouTube. Those are the people I'm with, okay? BlackRock, Vanguard Group. They can't get past them to delete none of this. This page is under ICJ jurisdiction. And that's why it's on here. And it's all about the 300 nukes that were turned on America for mine and my family's protection in December 2020. And they're hiding it. And they don't care that they are taking down an entire population of people as sacrificial pawns with them, because they are that desperate. KMG Prestige, private corporate military contracted, that's all that military, that's that building, that cover front apartment building next to the Centerline PD. That's all CIA contracted operative and role player housing. And there's like 22 civilians there, and they're only there because they are trafficked under medical science and pharmaceutical research. So they're trafficked under a Section 8 cover fraud. And they are connected with all that military complex that goes above and below ground, all down Mound Road. And That's who these people are, and they are extremely, extremely, extremely paranoid. The only reason this and my YouTube are here, like I said, is because they can't get past Bill Gates, Vanguard, and BlackRock. And they've gotten past my protection into my photos. I got to keep the data turned off. I got to keep turning off all these other protections. So look that up on your own time when you go home. And that is not for me. That's for your own knowledge and information. And
Right.
knowledge is power. And that's what they don't, let me tell you the position everybody in this country's in. Not me, because I'm not staying here. They're either going to kill me or they're getting us out. And if they kill me, I'm going to raise from the ashes and I'm going to haunt their children until the day of judgment. Everybody here is any day away from waking up to, just like when Soviet Union fell and nobody told them. For the 2 years it was kept hidden as it was falling from the inside out, like what's happening right here. And then everybody just woke up one day and found out it fell while they were asleep. Well, okay, everybody's any day away from that. This is literally an international nuclear hostage standoff. Me and my family are the human shield hostages, and the United States of America does not have the power or the protection. And I need to do something about these devices. I completely had it with Metro's PCS. They were great when I started out with them in like 2012. They got a little bit too big for their corporate britches. And I saw this place here. I've never seen this place anywhere. And I came in and I talked to the lady and she said, yeah, we could do it. The only thing was, she said she thought it was going to be about $190 and I only had $180. That's all Yeah. Well, I to do 2 phones. So I was going to come back next week after I had more funds.
The first thing you do is come back.
Well, I can't. I can't because I need a phone now.
I have one phone I can give you.
So that's what I wanted. Can we do one line today, and then can I come back next week and do the other?
Add another one.
But I have to keep both numbers. That's the thing. I have to.
I don't know are you the primary number?
What do you mean? They're both. They're my phone numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're my phone numbers that I have had for years. That my missing daughter and my missing father won't have new numbers. So I'm not understanding why that's. I can't change the numbers.
You can change the numbers.
No, I can't change the numbers.
No, I'm saying like you can port it out. You can have to get both of those porting numbers.
Okay, I know, but I always thought that that's the representative that does that. I never knew that responsibility falls on me.
Yeah, because Metro you have to log into your Metro account or talk to them and get those porting numbers. Once you get it up, you can switch over right away to us.
Okay, now let me ask you this, because this is going to be a deal breaker. All these photos in here, is it like it used to be, where I'm not talking about when I bought this phone in 2021, I'll tell you what they did. Metro did everything they could to make it impossible for me. And instead of just quickly transferring all my photos, however they always did it before, they wanted to do this Bluetooth shit, and I had to walk around for about 14 hours like this. And I was furious. I won't do that again. And you put it on whatever it is that they did use to have.
Depends on how many photos.
What is the max they can do?
I'm not sure, but if you have like a bunch of photos, like gigabytes worth of photos.
What is an example of a bunch? Because numerous of these are duplicates, and that I can go through. And
usually, let's say like you want to do a whole phone, like switch over to a different phone, you need to take like 20 to 30 minutes. At most 20, I would say.
Okay, but how many photos do I need to limit this to?
You don't need to limit to anything. You will take your photo. If it has space on the other phone, it'll take it.
It'll take everything. That's what I need. But I don't want to have to walk around with the Bluetooth like this all day. That's what they did
How
to me.
old is
This is 2021.
this phone?
Okay, yeah, so that's what we got to do. We got to call the corporate terrorist at Metro.
Yeah. I would say, yeah, you get those numbers and you bring your daughter's phone also.
No, it's not my daughter's phone. They're both mine.
Yeah, you have both of them with you, right?
I don't have the other one with me because I wasn't going to do that one today.
I would say do them together because I'm not sure if you do this first one, right? I'm not sure what's going to happen to the other one. If you're still going to have that line. That's what I'm worried about.
Okay, well, I don't know.
Because I don't want you to miss one of them.
Can you do it for 180?
I personally, I have to look at the estimate. She gave you 190, right? She said 2 lines.
Well, she didn't even look it up. She said, well, I don't know. She said it might be closer to like 190. And I was like, all right, you know what? I'll be back. I'm going to be back when I get my next check. Because I'm like, this is my food money now. I'm going to wipe myself out and I'm just going to starve the next 7 days.
Let me calculate it for you real quick.
I have $186, I believe. 180 plus, yeah, about $186. I can walk 2 blocks and go get the other phone and come back if we can do it for that.
Find a way to make it impossible.
I believe it was, see, there were phones out over here too, and I believe it was like 4G phones she was going to give me. Yeah, I think they were.
The thing is, she sold a bunch of them, and today, my shift, I only have one more smartphone.
So you wouldn't be able to do 2 anyway.
I wouldn't be able to do 2 anyway.
Okay, well, could we switch the 2 lines and I could just pick up a phone when it's in stock? I mean, because I'm only...
No, because I still have to get at least, I'd say come back tomorrow. Best thing I can do is come back tomorrow.
Will you be here tomorrow?
She's going to be here tomorrow. She's going to be able to do it for you anyway, if we come back tomorrow.
Well, now that I've kind of discussed this with you, do you understand everything changes according to the people, every different person you talk to, everything. And my friend, I'm so exhausted. I'm so sick of this life here. I
understand, ma'am. I understand, but
I hate this place. I hate these people. I really hate this place. This is the United States of America. God awful, filthy, disgusting. It's a corporate state of terrorism.
she's going to be here tomorrow. She's going to take care of it. Trust me. I'll let her know that you're going to come here tomorrow.
I want to show you something. She will be here tomorrow. Okay. Do you think there will be another smartphone by tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay, now let me show you an example of what I'm talking about with this numerous. Okay. I might sound batshit crazy, but I'm not. Go check me out for yourself, and you'll know this is very, very real. And you have no idea what it is like being me. And I'm going to tell you what. These people, America messed with the wrong family this time. Okay, here we go. This is why they're so paranoid, my friend. This is why I got to get these things in another device.
Who's that lady?
It's Condoleezza Rice, U.S. Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice under George Bush. And that right there is Timothy Osmond, a.k.a. Osama bin Laden, who is alive and well in Boston, Massachusetts, under protection as the American citizen that he is. And let me take it to...
When was this picture taken?
That was taken during the Bush administration, and, it gets better than that. I will actually show you the manufacturing of this manufactured. Here we go. This is the this is a U.S. White House State Department briefing while these terrorists are inspiring America's manufactured war on terror. That's during the Bush administration, George Bush. That's millions of copies of it. I have to keep screen shooting my stuff, saving millions because. So that's what's going on here, and I am the one that gave the two world courts all the information that they needed to bring down the first 50 war criminal arrests in Afghanistan in August 2021, and the rest of America jumped on planes and hightailed the rest of them, anybody that was important, jumped on planes and hightailed it out of there for their life, and they left 120 Americans there, stranded, abandoned, and starving in the street with $90 million worth of U.S. military technology, which Donald Trump now thinks he's going to get back. He's trying to get it back, and they basically told him to go screw himself.
How are you going?
Well, this is what I have to do. See, they even go after my childhood pictures. This was a radio show I was a guest on. They wiped that from the internet as quick as they could. That's what's going on, my friend. Here we go. I told you KMG right up here at the corner. In brief, this is a court document on their human trafficking operations right here. And I do have a summary of that typed out. Okay, this is site. Let me see. KMG Terrorism. That's what I have to do. I have to keep all these notes to myself here in this text message. Pin, post. KMG Trafficking. Okay, this is a court document, right? Turn on permissions again, allow. Now this is Bell versus KMG Management Prestige. Now that big building over there next to Centerline PD, that is CIA, Macomb County Corporate Council, U.S. Army Private Corporate Military Contracted KMG is who they are. And this is the summary of that court document. CIA, Macomb County Corporate Council, U.S. Army Private Corporate Military Contracted KMG Human Trafficking Bell versus KMG Management Prestige. On March 8th, 2022, plaintiff Dawn Bell filed a pro se complaint naming KMG Management Prestige, the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, the Michigan State Police, and the Michigan Civil Rights Department. Bell claims that these agencies are responsible for human trafficking of Bell and her children. She says they also participated in a hate crime against her, which led to a domestic terrorist attack and a kidnapping. Bell and her son asked for relief to flee the United States in the amount of $88 billion witness protection, and she claims there have been threats against her family's life. That is only one of numerous victims that this investigation is about.
So what's like their end goal? What do they want to do? They want to kill everybody?
They want to do what America's been doing ever since America has established themselves as the illegal
destroy nations?
That's, you know, do you understand what the Patriot Act list? The Patriot Act list is those come with $30,000 tickets on the head. You ever hear the saying, nothing comes without a sacrifice?
Yeah.
That literally means a cold blood ritual and or child sex sacrifice, and a spirit feast, which means the O-negative, pure-blooded victim gets crucified like their name was Jesus Christ. Children get butt-fucked to harvest trauma and adrenochrome. And this is how they do consciousness, spirit transfers through these rituals, and then the victims get eaten for lunch. That's what pays for America's American dream. That's what pays for the CIA manufactured sports, entertainment, and media that fills the empty voids of these pathetic people's lives. And, it doesn't feel, I don't have those voids. Watching some drugged up Scientologist act out the life that I have really lived is not entertaining to me. And so that is really what this is about. This is how it all works. For example, like I said, the United States of America is not a country or a nation. It's a corporation owned by the Bank of England, which is owned by the Vatican. And they have serial numbers on their birth certificate because they're corporate bank property. And everything literally comes with a sacrifice. That is what this whole Sean Diddy Combs trial has been about. That only happened because of us bringing the international community here. Okay, there's a whole lot of publics, just like with the Afghani war, that ended because of us. And this has all been hidden. Then there's the bio-COVID warfare operation, okay? Now what that is, COVID-19 is enterovirus D68. It's a manufactured virus, Department of Defense and Pharmaceutical Industry manufactured virus that was added to the flu vaccine in 1976 when the flu vaccine started crippling people, and they started calling it Guillain-Barré or MS. Okay, well, fast forward 2014 when they put a hidden classified deadly bacterial agent in the virus, and they ran a test for it, a drill here through the Midwest, and there was an epidemic of kids in the hospital, and they had shut the hospitals down, visitors weren't allowed and all that. That was the testing. Okay, and then the Hillary Clinton Pfizer operation that I sacrificed my life to save the life of 12 people in, they needed me dead in 2018 before they unrolled the COVID-19 biowarfare operation on everybody. And that was put on the calendar in 2015. From July 15, 2015 until September 2015, they ran a military operation that involved all four branches of the military for mapping the human brain and mapping out the hostile states of America. And they stocked all the Task Force 1 prisons and all the hidden FEMA prisons. They stocked these to the gill with millions and millions of disposable blankets, ready-to-eat meals, weaponized vaccines, and then when Operation Jade Helm ended on September 15th, that is when Pope Francis came in, and on the 25th, him and Barry Sorboto, also known as the fictitious character named Barack Obama, who otherwise wouldn't exist if he wasn't scripted. He's not even a real person. It's not a real name. He has no freedom. Otherwise, Barack Obama doesn't even exist. It's all made up. What's he really? Barry Sorboto. And so then they signed in the 17 new goals of sustainable development on September 25th before the UN General Assembly. And this is like it's all scripted, and during that operation is when they put COVID-19 on the calendar, and they needed me dead before that happened, and they didn't have the power to do it that day, and all these years later they're still trying, and I'm stuck here as a hostage. And I need the phone to navigate and destroy lives each day. So, you say tomorrow you'll have them.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a particular time?
Anytime after 9.
Okay.
Store's going to be open from 9 to 8.
Okay.
I say you should come around like 4 or 5-ish.
That's what I don't want to get here and they say the delivery didn't come yet.
Yeah, so get around here like 4 or 5-ish. You should be good.
Okay. All right, I guess I just have to sit and I have to do this all night again and then I have to keep checking and making sure they didn't turn the Bluetooth on again. You know, they're stupid. They're all programmed by the same manual. Okay, let me tell you something about Americans. They're all programmed by the same manual. It's the United States Air Force's military mind control manual taught at the Air Force Academy. And they are all, right on down to the unimportant bottom of the garbage barrel, FEMA contracted role players. Okay, they are all either directly or indirectly trained by this. And they all say and do the same thing in line with their programming. And if you're a master like myself and you take them out of that programming, their intellect can't extend that far. I know. Look me up, my friend. Look me up. Everything I tell you is the truth. Nobody else can or will tell you this. And if you're a righteous person, okay, now is the time. Like I said, knowledge is power, and that's what they don't want you to have. And you need to seek knowledge, and now is the time that you need to preparing yourself and your family physically, psychologically, and spiritually, whatever that means to you. This really is it, my friend, and it's it for everybody. I've spent since 2013 forcing this to happen. And it took me until 2020 to reach outside of the United States. And when I did, I brought the whole world here, and I gave all of America's most hated and most feared enemies everything they need to make sure America's children and grandchildren will never ever have a chance in this life. And everybody is in a standoff position that is being hidden from them by a now 7-year military and media gag order against me. And nobody was going to talk about it because everybody is a coward. And I am basically being used as the mouthpiece of this by people like Bill Gates and my people in Germany. And that's where America's controlled from. They are controlled from the command center that runs all of this in Germany. And by birth, I was born German KSA, Israeli Mossad, and CIA. And I am also, my birthday's today, 9/22/70, which according to the occult sciences and numerology, my birthday and my birth name calculates to 33 times 5. I'm a natural born 165th degree initiate of the Bavarian Illuminati. That is the bloodlines that control everything. And I am the one that they could not control. They could not traffic, and they are the one. And they could not traffic my daughter to the entertainment industry. And I am basically the one that has blown all of this whole history that America, the hidden history that America is and has been existing on for all these years. Matter of fact, the dollar, they're not telling you, it really is not. It's not even worth the paper it's printed on. That's why Donald Trump is trying to eliminate it. While he thinks, they're like trillions of dollars in debt to the international communities. Well, Americans seem to think, well, if they just dump the dollar and the dollar exists no more, then that means there is no debt. Right? Right. Not only that, but it's not worth the paper it's printed on now. A 1-cent penny costs 11 cents to make.
I know that.
Well, now that Saudi Arabia completely dumped the dollar, the dollar was backed by oil. That's why it's called the petrodollar, which was the bottom right card of that house of cards that holds America up. And Saudi Arabia pulls that bottom right card out, over a year ago in August 2024, while they try to hide it from the public, while they hold everything together, bursting at the seams, clinging to power that they no longer have, and they're taking everybody down with them for no other reason than that's what great Satan does. And that's what these are. These are Satans, right out of the Caucasian Mountains, Khazars, Gog and Magog. Okay, they literally came out of the Caucasus Mountains, distributed themselves, Rothschild's 5 sons I call them Satan, the 5 sons of Satan distributed around the Western world to establish the central banking system. And every single war going back to the French Revolution, they are both sides of all wars. And this is the Nazi Fourth Reich. The Nazi regime never fell. It never fell. This is how I'm in this. My father's side of the family. Okay, it's all. Everybody was hidden by the Vatican under Prescott Bush's, George Bush Sr.'s father, and he was Hitler's right-hand man. And under Operation Overcast and Operation Paperclip, they brought hundreds of thousands of Nazi scientists and engineers to North America, gave them all new names, immunity for war crimes. The whole Nazi war was supported by Bank of America. You gotta look this up because most of these banks don't. What was it? Can't think of it. Several of the banks, the Bush dynasty, IBM. Okay, it's one and the same, my friend. United States, Germany, Great Britain, France, Germany, and USA are all one and the same entity. Difference being USA is not a nation. It's a slave corporation. And Nigerians don't care. They're fine. They don't care it's not a nation, and they don't care that they're corporate slaves. They don't care that they're living in a mind control program of a manufactured reality that otherwise wouldn't exist, as long as they can hang on to that manufactured reality and live the lie that every day of their lives is. And it's over, my friend. And they're all walking around living every day of their best lives like nothing is even wrong. You know? So, and I really wasn't planning on coming in here and saying all this to you. But, you know, we plan, they plan. Allah is the best of all planners.
Right.
Are you a Muslim?
Yes.
Assalamu alaikum. Well, then you particularly, please, not for me, and I'm going to tell you something, you probably wouldn't anyways. You don't want to add me as a friend. You don't want to say like on anything. Just quietly look me up and follow for yourself. And this absolutely, and see, I was used for manufacturing Islamic terrorism that otherwise wouldn't exist if the CIA and Israeli Mossad didn't manufacture it. And I was used all throughout the Sunni community, the Shia community, and nationally and internationally. Including by Jay Cooper, CIA Department of War, who bought my kid and a slew of other kids in 1996 for this purpose. They groomed them all. They taught them all Arabic, and they groomed them all for this. I'm the one that let the cat out of the bag, and it's over, my friend. They're going after the United States of America for its right to exist as being a corporate entity that wages war on its own civilian population. This really is Nazi Fourth Reich regime hidden under a different name. And the Nazis never fell the first time. If you have a way to leave here, get your family and get out like tomorrow, because it's coming down any day. And if you look me up, you will see everything I'm telling you is the truth. All the recorded calls between me and the UN people, they're there. all the Polk International emails. I have numerous psych evaluations. They have kidnapped me and charged me for a crime that I didn't commit, ran me through 2 years of trafficked me through 2 years of a probation program, forced me to get all these numerous psych evaluations, and every psych evaluation would come back giving me the credibility I deserve. So they would keep sending me to another one, and guess what? It all backfired, and it's all there, my friend. It's all there. It's all there. And alhamdulillah, I truly am blessed and favored by Allah. And you being a Muslim, you can probably understand what Americans can't. Do you know the House of Imran?
Yes.
That's me. Pure-blooded, prime, genetic DNA. We are the family bloodline of the House of Imran. And we are the House of David. And me, my father, Roger Del Payton, my father's brother, Ellis Payton, who's in the Vatican, and my youngest missing daughter, Geneva Nicole Payton, we are the last 4 people known on this earth with our pure-blooded, prime genetic DNA of our original prophetic bloodline. We are true-blooded descendants of the prophets. We are God's chosen people. And that's why they're doing this. The Catholic Church, the Vatican, the United States, it's all satanic. It's deep, deep satanic hole. Matter of fact, the literal translation of the Vatican is institution of serpent prophecy. And that goes into, they are the medical establishment, allopathic medical industry, which is the highly classified cult of the serpent. That's why their symbolism is the serpent and the staff. And it is the same people that engineered America's educational and curricular system. It is all satanic, and nobody goes to the NBA. Nobody becomes Miss America. Nobody becomes a CEO of a corporation without a occult blood ritual sacrifice, a child sex sacrifice, and a cannibalistic spirit feast. And if you don't know, it's because this is like dark. This is like deep, dark, underground classified Satanism, and Macomb County is like a global epicenter for that because of the Great Lakes and the ley lines and the portals of the Great Lakes. This is and it's highly organized, it's highly professional. All these decent looking, nice professionals you see out, most of them are Satanist. And that is what all the anger and the hostility in this place is. It's the cannibalism. There's a reason why companies like Campbell's, Kraft, Snapple, they have whole separate processing facilities where they process food coming to the United States that they have to keep separate from food going to the rest of the world, because what they feed to Americans is banned in the rest of the world. And that does include those corporate state secrets and the ingredients they can list. That does include human DNA. It's real, my friend. It's very real. That's what this society is. So maybe God sent me here for a reason. Maybe like myself, maybe you are somebody who's favored and blessed. And maybe I was sent here as a messenger. I don't know. But thank you for your time.
Of course.
And I'll be back tomorrow. What is her name? Miriam?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll talk to her.
Iho, what is your name?
My name is Ash.
Ash, nice to meet you. Where are you from? Bangladesh?
Yes.
Were you born here?
I was born there. I came here when I was really young.
Can you go back? Well, I'm going to tell you what. This is a devastating global effect. This is worldwide, but America's on the wrong side of it. And I'm going to tell you what. Look me up. Do you know my name to look for?
Sir Renee Salem.
Right, but then you got to look for my main page. That's just Lisa Renee, and like I said, I put a lot of stuff in the comments.
Yeah, I got that.
Research it and try to get yourself and your family out of here, and don't think you have all kinds of time to do that. I'm telling you, my friend, money doesn't matter. Wealth doesn't matter. None of this matters anymore. Anything, all this you have anyways here is worthless. And that's why they're trying to now dump the dollar that's not worth absolutely anything, because, it's just like the electromagnetic weapon system that, that's why I look like this, which is not my best. It's so highly classified that up until we started doing this a few years ago, it technically did not exist. If it does not exist, there can be no laws against it, right? Well, wrong, because it does exist, and I approved it does, and now there are laws. In the last 5 years, I've been doing this, and new international laws are being written. Well, it's the same way with the monetary system. These arrogant, ignorant, narcissistic Satans seem to think, well, if they owe X amount of trillions of dollars, if they just do away with the dollar, then that does away with their debt and screw all the other nations they owe, right? It don't work that way. And President Putin said, what President Van Putin said? The vampire ball is over. He said, I have proof Americans are eating each other and the vampire ball is over. And he's right, it is. God bless you, my friend. You have a good day. So that's how that went. Okay, apparently now, the rules keep changing in America. What it appears to be is it appears that these criminals who I just gave this guy an earful on, okay, let's take this out so we can... These criminals, okay, CIA, Macomb County Corporate Counsel, KMG Prestige, Department of Defense, boy, they get on that phone, boy, and they call people, and they tell people to come up with anything and everything that they can come up with to block me. And that's apparently what has happened here. And I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to tell you what. I woke up today and I found these filthy, dirty scumbag Americans had remotely turned on a bunch of shit. They got shit turned on in phones that they're keeping the batteries completely remotely drained on. Okay. And they got, okay, there we go. Look at. Those are the FEMA role players. Okay, who got me for $3 a couple weeks ago, and I've been waiting.
Okay, folks, that is where I separated the videos, and I actually did record. I recorded onto another, this is where I cut it and filmed these Homeland contract, Centerline / Warren, Macomb County, Homeland contracted operatives and role players that stand there at the bus stop of Engelman and Van Dyke. They bring the whole family, the kids, the whole 9 yards. And they stand there with their homeless and hungry signs while they sell water, chips, candy, and they got their homeland. They're real fucking stupid. Their fucking homeland handler rides up in brand new fucking shiny cars with trunks and cases full of water to replenish their supplies while they stand there and role play as homeless and hungry people trying to sell all these cases and cases of fucking water that their homeland contracted handler brings into them to stand there and sell. So I got that all separately videoed that where you can see it. And then this is how God works. This is how God works. No sooner did I finish fucking exploiting that, and I didn't even I get to the next block, and who did I see? Dirtball Al. Okay, that's connected with that auto shop up there. That's connected with the Java Coney Island. You know, the big old hog of a swine-eating heifer Mo with the ice blue demon eyes who can't look me in the eye. Okay, the one that called me, Al, that called me on the phone to exploit me with his dirty, filthy, pornographic mind. He's a contracted at Homeland operative. Okay, well, I told you I was going to get his picture. Better than that, he came riding right up to me to say something stupid on the street. And I have that video. I recorded that out of this video separately also. And I'm going to break each one down into categories so everybody can get the full view of the perpetrators who are being exploited here, which in this case is CIA Macomb County contracted homeland operatives and role players who are too dumb to know that they're dumb and who are too ignorant and arrogant to learn anything, is the ignorant, arrogant, narcissistic, sacrificial pawns, too dumb to know that they're dumb and too ignorant and arrogant to learn anything. That's what Americans are. I hate these people. Let me make this very, very clear. I hate Americans with every fiber of my being. I hate Americans. And I hate their disgusting, filthy, retarded, vaccine damaged children. And I hate the United States of America. And I am going to destroy every goddamn one of them. That is a fucking promise. I'm going to destroy every American and every American child. You better believe that. You can put that in your pipe and smoke it all the way to the fucking crack house. This is Global Missing Persons Alert. Interpol Yellow Notice number 21-22733.